EA Sports and the Wolf Creek Golf Club so proudly present second round coverage of the EA Sports Spring Invitational. Always some extra excitement when you get to the first major championship of the year, and here we are. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobila. We're at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada for the EA Sports Spring Invitational. Partner, this is a big one.
It certainly is, Rich, and being the first major of the year, you know the players are going to be a little bit more nervous. Anticipations of a great year are going to start right here this week at Wolf Creek. And you're going to have to make all those adjustments out there. Is your game ready? Can you adjust for the changes in elevation? And do you have the confidence to go all the way and pick up the first major championship of the year?
Beautiful looking shot right here. Excellent opening tee shot right in the fairway. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong. Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie, and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance. Ready to tee off here at the second hole. Quite a view from up here, Frank.
Once again, big elevated tee. And it's hard to imagine you have a tee that high up, but that'll shorten that 445 yards. Obviously, it's a dog leg left. You've got to be careful if you hit driver and two straight, because then you can run out. A nice tee shot in the middle there, and then you get a relatively straight shot into this sort of par 4 green, obviously going a little bit back up the hill. And once again, a little bit like that opening hole, sort of different tiers on that green. Try and make sure that you're on the right one. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. He made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? He's going to beat himself up on the way to the next tee. You don't miss those putts. Clean this up with a tap. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. All right, Frank, describe the third hole.
Well, it's a par 3 with a bit of a tabletop green, Rich. Some bunkers right and left of that, but also it's going to play a little bit further. This tee shot is uphill, unlike the opening 2 holes. So a 3 here, and that certainly won't hurt the scorecard. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Just 5 feet left. Well, that's disappointing. He misses the par putt, and he'll have this for bogey. Locked in on the read and the speed. Bad news is, Frank, that's a bogey, but the good news, still has the lead.
Can't afford another, though.
For those of you just tuning in, we're checking in now on our featured golfer here at the 4th. Even par through the early portion of this second round. Frank, not a bad spot.
Yeah, sort of rocking on ready, sitting on go. That's what it looks like right now.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Now the approach here at the 4th, Frank.
Just a short iron really is all that's required across this green. You can see it has a raised front, but this is more like trying to parachute a shot onto the green there, and should really be looking at a birdie opportunity there. Not much wind. Remember, you're playing in the thin air, so just judging that distance. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie. Even par currently.
I'll tell you, he's setting himself up for a good weekend. A former college #1 makes another birdie. Now to the par 5 5th hole. Cut it over the ridge here, Frank?
Well, if you can, if you dare. And there is actually a stream here. I know we're in the middle of a desert, but if you can clear that stream, that's the main thing. This is a crazy-looking tee shot because it looks like you want to go down that left, down that canyon area, but if you don't know the exact distance you fly the ball, then you're going to be in lots and lots of problems. Those collection of 3 bunkers down the right side, as long as you can avoid that, then that second shot to this par 5, that's not overly long, it's just under 500 yards, is certainly reachable. Second shot will play uphill to a elevated green with, once again, 3 different levels. Oh, I liked that.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank.
Well, with a good shot here, Rich. This eagle on the cards, hole very reachable from where he is.
Don't get many opportunities like this. This is a good place to take advantage. And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. This can be a cruel game at times. Oh, you hate to miss from that distance. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. Here at the 6th, 447-yard par 4. Pretty good hole, Frank.
Yeah, probably a layup hole, too, for the longer hitters. Something out there around the 280, 290-yard mark to make sure you don't go it in the stream. Obviously, it's a dogleg right, as you can see. The canyon on both sides is sort of well-defined, so you know where not to go. Second shot plays a little bit back up the hill to when he goes after it like he is here. Just smokes it. Oh, huge with a capital H.
Busted that. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Well, that is a ball-striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close. Bogey here yesterday. Now this for birdie. That one drops for a birdie. Frank, a very short par 4 here at the 7th, but not one you're going to try to hit off the tee?
No, unless you can fly the ball sort of 300 yards on the nose and stop it within sort of 5 or 6 yards, it's really too risky. This green is not very deep, just sort of 10 or 15 yards in depth. It's just a layup hole, but layup hole it simply doesn't mean grab a club and hit it down the fairway. The best way to play it is to try and hit the ball right on the number. And where I mean by number, I mean the full shot yardage for your second shot, even if that only is a sand iron.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Trying to make yet another birdie. Good putt. Frank, this is the kind of hole that you like to drop a bag of balls and just have fun. Hit it all day long as if you were at the range. Unfortunately, you only get one crack, and you better be good. This is a tough hole.
Well, if you find the water, actually, you might get another one off there. It certainly is a tough hole, though, Rich. The stream going all the way down the left-hand side, and it wraps right around the left and behind the screen, makes that tee shot Well, it certainly makes you think about that tee shot while you're on the tee. Prudent play, aim for the right edge of the green. Nothing wrong if you just miss the green on the right, but miss the green by a yard on the left, you pay a very steep price.
18-footer. Oh, I thought he had that. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Has his par. Stepping up to the shot here at the 9th, it's a par 4, 390 yards.
It is anything other than straight off the tee because of all these sort of undulations and curvature on the fairway. You'd think well bunkered, but the last bunker on the right side there, longer hitters, they can nearly fly that, just over 300 yards. Either that, the shorter hitter just play to that fat area of the green. That'll be sort of some, 270 yards. That will take all the water out of play into a green that slopes back at you. So very good chance, even with a wedge in hand, to get the ball close. A good way to finish the front nine. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, as we look at the approach here at the 9th, what do you think the best play is?
Well, unless you've laid up off the tee, Rich, you're only going to have a short shot into this green. You don't have to loft it too high. You can use the full length of the green. So something coming in a little bit lower and bouncing towards the flag is probably the best play.
That is a really good shot landing close to the flagstick. Made par yesterday, this one for birdie. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Right in the heart. Start of the back nine here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada. Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us about the 10th.
It looks intimidating off the back of this tee, Rich, and that's because the desert ridge on that right side, it sort of blocks your view and you don't see the right side of this fairway. Once you realize there's a lot more room to the right, then that tee shot becomes a little bit easier. Now also the angle of this green, you're going to see it sort of turn to the right there, so you've really got to be careful on where the flag is positioned on this green. If they put the flag back right, then obviously that's the hardest this hole's going to play. Flag sort of left of center, then this still could very much be a birdie hole.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Had a birdie here yesterday in there close. Great opportunity for another one. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. Wow, I thought he made that.
Now putt for par. Now really, Rich, right now it's just a case of running out of holes. Pars are fine.
Frank, another really rugged hole. This is the par 3 11th here at Wolf Creek.
Rich, remember that book, Dead Solid Perfect? This is what this hole's all about, because you must hit that tee shot solid. You've got to carry all the trouble in front of you. And remind yourself, too, there's enough green grass down there. Not necessarily green, but green grass around there. A good shot safely on the putting surface here, and this green's not too severe. But this is a fun par 3 just to look at, or even at least experience.
Frank not close, but not bad either.
You can always make the odd 20-footer, and that's exactly how far they are away.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Now to the par 5, 12, pretty big hole with a really big green.
And a really good blue area to the left, called water there. That's to be avoided off this tee, that's for sure. A good drive that avoids all of that. And then the hole is certainly reachable, but as you can see, water creeps in again, back right on this hole. So just don't get too cavalier here. A 5 wouldn't be the worst score. I know you want better, but believe me, seen many as 6s and 7s racked up here at 12. That's a ginormous tee shot.
This is all feel with a lob wedge. Tugged that one a little bit offline to the left, and he'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick. Into the tall cabbage, that ball is swallowed up. He'll need to be strong with this. How about that shot? From that lie to get it that close, tremendous effort. Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Stroke that with authority. Thirteenth hole, and Frank, Wolf Creek is really kind of a macho golf course because you can stand on a tee like this and say, you know what? I'm going to take this one over the mountains.
And then, if you do, then you flip the coin. Is it in play or is it out of play? This is one hole. You just you realize you're in the middle of the desert, that's for sure. And one hole that you think, if I play this hole a couple of times, I might just get the hang of it.
Headed for the bunker? Well, he'll have to get up and down from the bunker to save his par. And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Well, in the sand, but it has been raked nicely, looking for something positive. Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. He made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par. Frank, describe the layout here at the 14th hole. It's 444 yards, and what a beautiful hole.
It is, and it's a beautiful view. You see everything from the top of that tee there. It's a hole that keeps bending to the left. There's enough bunkers down the left there to actually take your eye. That's why you got to fixate on something in the distance that's a much better line than worrying about that wall of sand down the left side.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Frank, out of the rough, best to swing a little bit easier or get after it with all you have?
Well, a little bit in between. Obviously, it's going to require a little bit of strength to make sure that club keeps going through, but it's still the planning of the shot. Once again, check short. Is there anything I have to carry? And even remember, there's always the option of just simply pitching the ball down the fairway and taking your medicine.
Well, that's what the great ones do. From the rough, they use their skill and their strength to get it out and get it close. Continues to amaze, yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Now to the short par 3 15th hole here at Wolf Creek. What is this, Frank, just a wedge or a 9-iron?
That's all, Rich, but it's very tempting to get greedy here. And, well, you pay the price, obviously, if you miss the green on the left down in those bunkers because they're, well, a good 6-7 feet below the level of the green. But with a wedge or a 9-iron, who doesn't go aiming at the flag?
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Birdie try again here today. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now to the 16th hole as we get set for the finishing stretch. And Frank, what's the best way to play this relatively short par 4?
Somehow you've got to straighten the hole up in your mind's eye, Rich. Just look all the way across that canyon and look like the hole was built straight, because really that's the way it should be played. If you start looking left and turning it into a dog leg, then all of a sudden bad things can happen. So look straight at the green. That's your line. Just try and bisect those two fairway bunkers.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Par yesterday, now for birdie. Good job right there. Now making a move and setting himself up for, who knows, a good weekend run, maybe at another title. The former college standout has been excellent today. Might need some wings just to clear this hazard.
That water is looking rather intimidating.
Now on to his third shot after the last one went into the water. Frank, this is one you don't practice, but sometimes you have to do it. Time for the drop.
Yeah, it should be the easiest shot in golf. You've just paid for it. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try.
You'd like that one again.
That was not a very good read right there. Locked in on the read and the speed. Good par. Now the closing hole here at Wolf Creek. Frank, what's ahead of us?
You could try and drive at this green, but there's too much trouble, really, Rich. Even though this hole's just over 300 yards, it's very ambitious to try and drive it across that water. Some might try. Most people try and hit a tee shot 240, 250 yard mark, and of course, you do the maths, you're only going to have 60 or 70 yards in, and, well, they want you to finish on a good note. So good drive in the fairway here, or 3-wood, pitch it on the green, make a 3, and buy your friends a drink in the clubhouse.
About this, Frank, you don't see this too often. He's setting up to take a shot from the cart path.
Different sort of drive.
Frankie's knocking them down and picking them up.
Oh, it's just taking pins out, one after the other.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, we have said it over and over. Another birdie. So all the scores have been posted for round number 2, and look who is on top of the leaderboard, Frank.
Yeah, with 2 very solid rounds of golf. Key right now, just stay out of your own way and keep it up. The pressure will start to build. We know that as you get closer to the end of this tournament.
EA Sports and the Wolf Creek Golf Club so proudly present third round coverage of the EA Sports Spring Invitational. Well, this is one of my favorite tournaments of the year. It's the EA Sports Spring Invitational, and just a stunning golf course. It's Wolf Creek in Mesquite, Nevada. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. And Frank, we're in for quite a day.
We are. We're going to see the decision-making processes of some of the fine players out there today. And the reason why I say that, Rich, is because there's so much elevation here at Wolf Creek. So you're going to have to make those adjustments on the downhill and the uphill. Club selection decisions. And, of course, the one that does that the best is more than likely the one that's going to come out on top.
Now, the start of the back nine here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada, or as I like to call it, Mind Blower Golf Club. Frank, everywhere you look, it's just a mind blower. I mean, this one is hard to believe.
Well, this one's also a hard hole. 472 yards off the back tee. The fairway is a little wider than what it looks off the tee because that sort of desert ridge on the right side there, that blocks part of the fairway. So if you can imagine that fairway opens up a bit, then you'll be fine. A good tee shot down here, especially with that elevation there. That should shorten the hole up a little bit. 270 yards gets you past all those bunkers on the left side. They'll take those out of play. And once again, a little bit uphill, and you see the green, it shapes a little bit to the right. So make sure you're aware of where that flag is.
That's an outstanding shot right there, and it sets up a really good look at birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. And getting ready for the putt. Has his par. We're here at the downhill par 3 11th hole. Frank, it's 215 yards from the back tee.
This hole certainly is not for the faint of heart. When you look at that tee shot, you think, oh my God, what do I do from here? But remind yourself, it's 215 yards and really only about 160, 170 yards to green grass again. But it's 215 yards. That should be the club that you're trying to pick. Green's big enough, just persuade yourself. Try not to look at the canyon and the desert. There is a green down there. The hole is playable.
Right about 9 feet here to the hole.
Virtually no error in that putting stroke. Good putt.
From a par 3 to a par 5 here at the 12th. It measures 560 yards, a sweeping dog leg left, and there is some trouble down that left side.
This is a scary tee shot. There's no two ways about it, Rich. You've got to get the ball in play because you can really rack up a good score here. When he goes after it like he is here. Errant tee shot here, Rich, but going to have to muscle this one out of the rough.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie. All right, now another shot from the rough.
Yeah, this time better be better than the one we just saw.
Wow, Nate Siegel makes everybody else look sort of average, Frank.
And look at the size of that lead on the leaderboard now.
Down to the 13th hole, and, oh, I don't know, should we just fly it over the mountains, Frank?
It looks like that, but then you better find dry land. 350 yards, but as the crow flies, it's probably just a little over 300 yards. I don't know if the mere mortals would really want to flash it across that desert ridge. You probably want to play a little left of it, have a little pitch up the hill, but if you're one of the longer hitters, why not just try it, see if you can make it.
That's a bit offline in the rough. And setting up here in the rough. And it makes the green in regulation. In the hole for birdie. Now to the 14th hole, and Frank, this is probably the best par 4 here at Wolf Creek.
Well, it's certainly the hole that they take the most photographs on, Rich, and you can see why. Great vantage point of the whole golf course. The hole's just sort of littered with bunkers down the left side, so you know where not to go once again. Go to the right side of that. Hole just keeps sort of hooking around that left side. It plays under 450 yards. It's fun. Just sort of draw it a little off the tee, draw it a little into the green, and you'll be fine. Great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Just a beautiful approach shot. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, in golf, there's nothing quite like the final round of a hotly contested championship, and this one could be a doozy.
And there's nothing quite like that leaderboard I'm looking at right now. We are going to have some amazing golf. This one is going to have to be won.
EA Sports and the Wolf Creek Golf Club so proudly present final round coverage of the EA Sports Spring Invitational. Today we're here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada. Rich Loader alongside Frank Nobilo set to bring you all of the action for the EA Sports Spring Invitational. And Frank, what can the players expect from Wolf Creek?
Just a mesmerizing layout, Rich. You can see that from above. Straight driving is imperative out there today. You actually don't have to hit the ball a long way. The elevation on those tees is going to give you that extra distance on almost every shot. You can even take driver out of play on some of the holes. But really it's about being in the right position first on those tee shots that you're going to hit today.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. That is a beauty, a real beauty. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Down it, that's a birdie. Frank, another really rugged hole. This is the par 3 11th here at Wolf Creek.
Well, Rich, remember that book, Dead Solid Perfect? This is what this hole's all about, because you must hit that tee shot solid. You've got to carry all the trouble in front of you. And remind yourself, too, there's enough green grass down there. Not necessarily green, but green grass around there. A good shot safely on the putting surface here, and this green's not too severe. But this is a fun par 3 just to look at, or even at least experience.
On the green in regulation. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Missed on that one, Frank.
Yeah, not a problem.
Just a little tap in here. Just has the feel today. Par 5, 12th, and Frank, another reminder that Wolf Creek can really be intimidating.
It can. Water down the left. They'll take a huge dent off your scorecard. A lot of fairway down the right. Somehow find that. This par 5 can be reachable in 2. There's still trouble to the right of this green. Get a little bit cavalier. This, without doubt, the longest green on the golf course. It's 55 yards from front to back.
So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. He'll need to be strong with this. Big swing right there, a great result, and now a chance for a big swing in momentum with an even coming up. Settles in over the putt. Continuing to play well, a birdie. Thirteenth hole here at Wolf Creek, and Frank, anyone can say, oh, I'm going to take this one over the trees. But very few can stand up and say, I'm flying this baby clear over the mountains.
Yeah, if you take the direct route, obviously it's going to be much shorter than the 350 yards that it's measured as a dogleg right. So the direct line, well, I don't want to tell you the exact yardage because it might give you too much of a clue, but it might be worth taking. It's going to be a blind tee shot, though, and you're not quite sure on the outcome.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. He in the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. Not quite what he was hoping for, the tee shot in the bunker. Great professionals, Frank, they don't fear greenside bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have far more options. And you don't have to hit the ball first. That was not an easy bunker shot. He made it look so easy.
Really good composure. That bunker was not going to mess up his plans here. It's a big putt right here for birdie.
It's a cruel game.
So just a formality here. Good putt. Frank, describe the layout here at the 14th hole. It's 444 yards. What a beautiful hole.
It is, and it's a beautiful view. You see everything from the top of that tee there. It's a hole that keeps bending to the left. There's enough bunkers down the left there to actually take your eye. That's why you got to fixate on something in the distance that's a much better line than worrying about that wall of sand down the left side.
What a drive. Just tattooed that. So going well up the hill to that green, will need to take an extra club here. Well, this one is offline just a bit. Look out. That one is going to end up in the rough. Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Good effort and good par putt. Here at the 15th hole here at Wolf Creek, bit of a breather here. Nice, short par 3. You don't want to miss this green.
No, that's the temptation there. If you try and bite off a little too much because it looks a little too easy, then a bogey here and you're in a bad mood all of a sudden at Wolf Creek.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Birdie try again here today. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
So a tester from 4 feet. Right in the heart. Short par 4, 16th hole, measures only 393 yards. But Frank, as is the case with pretty much every hole, despite the yardage, there's plenty of trouble.
It does. It plays tricks on the mind's eye here. It looks like it's a dog leg going one way, then back the other way. But really, it's built as a straight hole just across the canyon. And that's the way you've got to play it. I don't think you can drive the green. Even the longest hitters at 393 yards. But just a nice drive down there. Take the bunkers on, get it past there. And before you know it, you've got a little wedge in here. And it should set up nicely for a birdie.
Frank, downhill shot here. Will he have to take it just a little bit easier?
Yeah, be careful with the ball position as well. If you play the ball too far forward and try and scoop it, it's not going to work.
Good looking shot right here. That will be a great look at birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. That has to feel good. That's a birdie. Frank, this is really a cool closing stretch here at Wolf Creek. Short par 3 15th, the short 4 at the 16th, and now the par 5 17th. You can make up some ground in a hurry as you come down the finishing stretch.
You certainly can. A good drive short. Oh, he is winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
He pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Frank, that is how it's done.
Yeah, take a gross of those. That is a lesson in itself.
And now a chance for eagle. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, you licking your chops here at the par 5 17th hole?
Oh, why not? A chance to reach a par 5 and 2, but there's still pitfalls in front of you. A little creek or stream runs across the fairway, so really limiting the distance you can hit that tee shot, but it's still reachable from just short of that creek. Find trouble off the tee, then obviously you turn it into a 3-shotter, but a good tee shot, and it's too tempting to resist not going for this green.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. This to win the EA Sports Spring Invitational.
Rich, how can you leave an eagle putt short?
Well, you can't. I mean, that's embarrassing.
You can leave a par putt, birdie putt, an eagle putt.
Might want to just shut the game down and quit playing. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been.
Rich, it came down to just a shot or two here or there, but we were treated some amazing